20 symptoms of vitamin D deficiency. Getting enough vitamin D isn't always easy, especially with the approaching fall and winter months. Sure, you can make dietary changes and add supplements to your routine on cloudier days when the sun isn't shining as brightly, but even that isn't always enough. In fact, vitamin D deficiency has become a growing concern for many of us. According to Mercy Medical Center in Ohio's 2018 data, more than 42% of Americans are vitamin D deficient, which they are often unaware of until they start experiencing health problems as a result. And now that we know that a lack of vitamin D is linked to an 80% increased risk of contracting COVID-19, it's more important than ever to ensure you're getting enough of the nutrient. If you're wondering what to look for in terms of other nutrients, check out the 20 surprising signs you have a vitamin deficiency. 1. Fatigue. Tiredness can be caused by a variety of factors in your hectic, overscheduled life. While not all of them are easily removed, some are, thankfully, under our control. According to a 2015 study published in the Global Journal of Health Science, vitamin D, for example, may be contributing to that constant tired feeling. Approximately 89% of those who reported frequent fatigue lacked adequate vitamin D levels. Coincidence? We don't think so. And if all you want is to get some rest. 2. Lower back pain. We all get sore muscles now and then. And when we don't get a good night's sleep, waking up with an achy neck or back isn't unusual. However, if back pain, particularly lower back pain, is a constant in your life, it may be worthwhile to have your vitamin D levels tested. A 2008 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society concluded that low vitamin D levels in women were associated with significant back pain. The same link was not discovered in men. And never, ever brush away soreness. 3. Muscle weakness. If you notice that your muscles regularly feel weaker or are cramping more than usual, chances are high that you're not getting enough vitamin D, according to the Cleveland Clinic. And while these symptoms apply to people of all ages, they are especially worrisome in children who are vitamin D deficient because low levels can lead to rickets, a painful and serious condition, the clinic says. 4. Aching muscles. When you have persistent pain with no real explanation, especially during the winter as opposed to in the summer, a vitamin D deficiency could be the culprit, no matter your age, according to 2003 research published in Mayo Clinic Proceedings. 5. Bone discomfort. According to a 2009 study published in the journal American Family Physician, any aches and painful tenderness in your bones could be due to a vitamin D deficiency, especially if you feel discomfort when you put pressure over your breastbone or shin bone areas. 6. Trouble sleeping. Low vitamin D levels, according to sleep expert Michael Bruce, MD, can have a direct impact on the quality and quantity of your sleep, making it difficult to get the kind of rest your body requires to stay healthy. And a 2018 meta-analysis of 9,397 subjects published in the journal Nutrients backs that up. Researchers concluded that a lack of vitamin D is linked to an increased risk of sleep disorders. 7. Hair loss. While it's common for men to lose hair naturally as they age, women may experience the problem for a variety of reasons, one of which could be a vitamin D deficiency. According to a 2013 study published in the journal Skin Pharmacology and Physiology, women who were losing their hair had much lower levels of vitamin D than those who weren't. 8. Eczema. If you have atopic dermatitis, a type of eczema that causes red, itchy skin, have your doctor check for vitamin D deficiency. According to a 2011 study published in the British Journal of Dermatology, those with low levels of the vitamin had more severe symptoms of the skin problem. And for more issues to be on the lookout for with your skin. 9. Slow healing wounds. Anyone who has wounds that seem to take forever to heal may need to increase their vitamin D intake. According to research, the snail-like speed could be due to low levels of the important vitamin. Indeed, a 2011 study published in the Journal of Dental Research demonstrated that vitamin D levels are essential for post-surgical healing. 10. Getting sick regularly. Do you feel like you're constantly getting sick? Well, that could be due to a vitamin D deficiency, according to a 2010 study published in the journal Molecular Nutrition and Food Research. Researchers found that vitamin D has a direct connection to how your immune system responds to various infections and viruses. And on top of that, in a 2008 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, endocrinologists concluded that having inadequate levels of the vitamin was associated with an increased risk of cancer, autoimmune diseases, hypertension, and infectious diseases. 11. Dizziness. When you have benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, you experience episodes of dizziness and may feel like you're spinning, and that could all come down to your vitamin D levels. According to a 2018 study published in the European Archives of Otorhinolaryngology, not getting the adequate amount of vitamin D can cause the disorder to develop and, if you don't up your intake, persist. 12. Erectile dysfunction. There are many factors that contribute to erectile dysfunction: ED, alcohol, smoking, high blood pressure, and diabetes, to name a few. But, according to 2015 research conducted by Johns Hopkins University, vitamin D can be a direct cause as well. The research found that men who were vitamin D deficient were 32% more likely to have ED than men with normal levels of the sunshine vitamin. 13. Frequent urinary tract infections. No one wants to deal with a urinary tract infection. You likely know that the issue is typically caused by bacteria entering the urinary tract and multiplying. But were you aware that having low levels of vitamin D could be the reason behind the infection, too? According to a 2013 study published in the International Journal of Infectious Diseases, researchers found that recurrent UTIs in women were associated with a vitamin D deficiency. 14. Severe PMS symptoms. UTIs aren't the only problem women face when they have a vitamin D deficiency. Julian Whitaker, MD, says severe PMS symptoms, like mood swings, food cravings, and tender breasts, could be the result of not having enough vitamin D in your body. In past research, he says, those who upped their intake had a 40% lower risk of developing those sometimes unbearable aches and pains than those who didn't. 15. Digestive problems. Living with inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, means dealing with inflammation of your digestive tract on a daily basis, which results in diarrhea, abdominal pain, and fatigue. And it turns out, making sure you get the right amount of vitamin D can lower your risk of having to deal with such a difficult condition. That's because, according to a 2013 study published in the journal Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics, being vitamin D deficient might not only increase your risk of developing IBD, but also factor into its severity. 16. Being overweight. If you're overweight, you may want to get your vitamin D levels checked out. Research published in the journal Obesity Reviews in 2015 found that obese individuals are 35% more likely to be lacking the right amount of vitamin D in their system. 17. Depression. The cold, sunless winter months definitely aren't good for your vitamin D levels, and that's bad news for your mood. With a vitamin D deficiency, an individual is more likely to experience depression since vitamin D receptors help regulate mood, says Kelly Springer Mississippi, RD, founder of Kelly's Choice. And there's science to back that up. According to an extensive 2018 meta-analysis published in the British Journal of Psychiatry that looked at 31,424 participants, low levels of vitamin D are in fact associated with depression. 18. Joint pain and inflammation. There's a long list of conditions responsible for joint issues, but this is one you don't hear about very often. Low vitamin D levels in the blood cause an inflammatory response, causing pain and inflammation in the joints, Springer says. So, if there's no other explanation you can think of behind your joint pain, your vitamin D levels could be the culprit. 19. Pneumonia. Unfortunately, the common cold might not be the worst of it. Coming down with pneumonia may also be connected to low levels of vitamin D. There's a link between vitamin D and pneumonia. Deficient individuals are 2.5 times more likely to get pneumonia due to a weakened immune system. 20. Excessive sweating. Under many circumstances, intense physical activity and sweltering weather conditions, for example, sweating is completely natural. It's when it occurs in less extreme scenarios that it could indicate a problem. With normal or moderate activity, a normal body temperature, and a mild temperature environment, excessive sweating could be a sign of vitamin D deficiency.